Hey, what's up everyone? It's Gabby and I'm back with another video. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. So today I thought I would film a video that was requested by one of my Instagram followers slash friends. Basically I do a poll every now and then to see what you guys want to see, and he requested to know how to transition to a healthy lifestyle, how to get started, things like that. Basically what he means by that question is if someone who has no idea about it but wants to get healthier and feel better for either personal or health reasons, he just wants to know how to do it. I'm sure he's not the only one who has this question. I myself have been there back at square one many years ago, so I figured I'll just walk you guys through a few steps that I use to just gradually get into it. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to do that for weekly videos, and let's get right into it. The first thing that I did to try to just ease my way into, just living a better lifestyle, being healthier, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you want to better yourself in some way. The first thing that I did was cut out soda. Pretty basic, but I don't think a lot of people get it, because when you're drinking sodas, it doesn't really seem like a big deal. It just seems like it doesn't seem like you could possibly be consuming that many calories because it's in a drink. But there are so many studies based on, it's not even really studies, it's just the companies knowing how much sugar goes into their products, and they actually measure it out and put it in a bag. And the amount of sugar and calories and additives that are in those drinks are just insane. Because I don't even know how much sugar it is, but it was like a cup or something in one soda or something. And if you think about that, there would be no way to even eat that on a regular basis, like on a regular day. And if you have multiple sodas, that's multiple cups of sugar, which is absolutely insane. So if you're trying to be healthier, start with that. Look at what you're drinking. If you don't even focus on the food at all, and all you do is focus on the drinks, cut out sodas or take a look and find a substitute, because having regular like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew is the worst. I think maybe that's just my personal opinion, but sodas are probably one of the worst things that you can do. It would be much better to find a substitute. When I used to have several sodas a day and didn't think much of it, and I was a lot heavier back then. So when I slowly started having less and less, then I started feeling a little bit better. It was hard at the beginning because, I'm used to going to the soda, getting a cool, refreshing, bubbly drink. Yeah, I wanted it. Still, it sounds good to me, but what I have instead is I get carbonated water, seltzer water. It sounds like it would be disgusting. If you're going from Coca-Cola to seltzer water, you're probably like, your first drink is probably gonna be like, eh. My now fiance, when he first tried the seltzer water that I drink, he thought it was disgusting. I thought the same thing many years ago when I tried it. When I was used to soda, I tried seltzer water and I was like, this is flavorless and it's disgusting, and why don't I just have soda? But after you don't have soda for a while, or you are trying to, if you just get used to the seltzer water, it's kind of like you don't even reach for the sodas anymore and you just have the waters. And I pretty much just have seltzer waters. There's no sodium, there's no sugar, there's nothing in it. It's just carbonated water. I have that. I have a few of those a day, honestly, because it curbs those cravings and it's just kind of like a nice treat. And then I just have a regular jar of water. So I drink, honestly, I'm not too hard on myself with how many of those waters I have, because at least I'm not drinking soda or any other like sugary drink. If you're gonna try to limit your sodas and juices, just try to maybe have less at the beginning, and then maybe try to find a healthier substitute, and then you could eventually go without it or have very little. If you're trying to be healthier, obviously we have to take a look at the fridge, what you're putting into your body, and because that's one of the most important things. So when you are going shopping, do you just walk down the aisles and pick things that look good, or do you have a budget, or do you buy certain things? I don't know. it depends on, I don't know, it depends on the person, and it depends on who's shopping and how much money you are going to spend that week, or however you do it. It varies by person. How I found that it works best is by making a list before you go in the store and know exactly how much you're going to spend. This seems pretty straightforward, but a lot of people don't do it. I didn't used to do it. When I used to go to the store, here's how it would go. No list, nothing in mind for what I'm going to have for meals that week, nothing. Go into the store completely blind, picking out things that seem good, trying to stock up on things that are on sale, and who knows, picking things that I just like. And before you know it, I have a mismatch of foods that won't go together for dinner or any sort of meal, like ice cream and like chicken nuggets, like all these things, and they don't go together and you can't make a meal out of them. So it's basically like a zillion snacks. And then I also would go over budget all the time. One time we went to the store, didn't have our list prepared or anything, and we spent $200. Yep. And we were supposed to spend like 100 or 130, so we were like, I think it was even more than 200. It was probably like 220, so we spent like 70, 80 bucks over, depending on however much it actually was. But we spent a lot more than we intended, and I remember we were still like, what do we eat? Because we had no idea. We didn't get things that actually go together. So make a list before you go. That seems it's very basic. So whether or not you want to make your order online and pick it up, or you want to write a paper list and have the exact amount of quantity, the exact type, and do it that way, that's perfectly fine. I myself have made paper lists or the list on my phone, but the best way that I prefer the most and that I recommend is to do a grocery pickup if you have that in your area, like Walmart. I know Kroger does it. Wherever it is that you shop, there's a lot of different alternatives. But if this is an option, I really do encourage it and like recommend it, because how it works is you place your order online. So for Kroger, I go to Kroger.com, pick out all the things, we talk about what we want to make that week, and we get the items for that specifically. So we have time to think about what we have in our fridge, in our freezer, in our pantry, and then generate a list based on what we want to make. That way we're not missing items or having too many of something. So you get what I'm saying. And then you make your list, and then you check out online, and then you can normally pick a time that you want to pick it up. And then you go at that time and you pick up your groceries, and that's it. I know you're probably wondering if it costs money to do this. It does, but it's only $5 where I shop. It's only $5 to pick up. I know it's $5 every week. So per month it's $20. But honestly, if you just think about it, if you cut out getting coffee a few times a week or whatever, it pays for itself pretty much. And not going over your budget every week will save you. That's the best way that I find to shop, and it's so organized, and not to mention quick. You don't have to go into the store at all unless they mess something up. The next thing obviously is to work out. Working out obviously is only a fraction of what's going to change like your lifestyle, but only a fraction of what's going to make you healthier. But when you are trying to be healthier, you want to get strong. Depending on your goals, you want to get lean, you want to get strong, you want to build muscle. Who knows? Everyone has different goals, but for me, I want to be strong, and I want to be lean, and I want to be able to do things with my body. I want to be able to do a cartwheel. I want to be able to do a handstand. I want to be strong enough to lift myself up in an emergency. Those are the things that are important to me. I just want to be able to do all these things, and I can't do it if I'm overweight, if I never go to the gym, and it's just so important to me to be able to do things on a regular basis and not struggle, even getting up like out of the floor. Like if you haven't worked out in years or stretched, you're going to be stiff and it's going to be hard. So whatever your goals are, working out is going to be important. I did not used to work out at all several years ago. You know, like a lot of people don't. It's not a top priority. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment to go to the gym or buy the equipment to do it. Not to mention money. You have to have money, a little bit of money, to go to the gym or buy equipment. I did not used to work out at all, and I remember that was probably when I was at my lowest point mentally. It's just so important to get your blood pumping and to work towards something. It's so like therapeutic in your mind to have goals, be reaching for them, and to set aside time for self-care every day. You might not think that it's going to change anything. It changes here more than anything. Why's my foot asleep? Ooh. It changes your mental state more than anything, just to be mentally, you're just mentally more organized. You have structure, discipline, just like animals, like pets need discipline, exercise, and structure and boundaries in order to function best. Just like children, adults need it too. So we need to take more time to care for ourselves and go to the gym. If you don't have a gym near you, or you don't want to pay for it, you can see if anybody in your house has like a treadmill or something. Treadmills are pretty cheap. You can buy them secondhand on like Facebook Marketplace. I actually have one that I bought secondhand for $100. And you can find them even lower at like garage sales and like Goodwill, all these other places. Believe me, I don't shop retail, but you can find cheap equipment just about anywhere. Black Friday deals if you want something new. You get what I mean. If you don't want to go to the gym, you don't have time, you don't want to pay for a membership because it adds up to the amount of equipment, you can consider getting a couple pieces of equipment for yourself. I used to have a home gym a couple months ago. It's like a full-size gym. It's got like it's got like a bar for like bench press and like weighted squats, things like that. You can even put those bands and do pull-ups, things like that. And then we sold that and we got a treadmill. So the home gym was about $250. We sold it for $250, so we got every penny of what we spent on it. And then we bought a treadmill instead because first of all, we live in a small space, and then second, we never used it. Felt like a really good investment because a gym membership is $30 where I live. This is the only one in the area. The nearest one is 35 miles away, and then there's a $10 membership, and if I wanted to go every day, it just wouldn't make sense with all the gas and all that time. So we just get the membership for our local gym. We thought that we would just pay for the equipment and then we would save money over time because we just own the equipment and we don't have to go anywhere. But the thing is, we never used it because we felt super unmotivated. When you're at home, it's just you want to relax and there's so many other things that you feel like you could or should be doing. So we never used it because we were just so distracted and we just felt super unmotivated at home. Then I got a treadmill and then it felt better, and I was walking and running every day for like 30 minutes at least. But over time too, that became super unmotivating. If you want to get the gym equipment and you have room in your house, you feel motivated at your house, you got space, go for it and get the equipment. Even just walking 30 minutes a day will do numbers for your health over time. And if you have the money and you have the time to go to the gym, absolutely do that, because there's just so many more things you can do at the gym, and I myself feel more motivated there. Once a week is better than no times a week, so do the best that you can. Next is to just think about the things that don't agree with your body and remove them. Also very basic, but I don't think that everyone realizes that or can tell when things don't agree with them. For me, I get really bloated and I just don't feel good with certain foods. I feel just heavy. I just don't feel good at all. So you need to pay attention to how you feel when you eat certain foods, because directly the way that food makes you feel is directly related to that particular type of food and what's in it. So pay attention to what doesn't agree with you, cut it out and find an alternative, because you're not feeling good for a reason. So also take note of your allergies, get tested if you don't know what's going on and you don't know what you're allergic to. It's important to know those things. Remove the things that don't make you feel good and try to just find products that are all natural. The last thing I'm gonna combine them is to just detox over time. There's natural cleanses and things like that that you might want to consider. When you eat and you're exposed to elements and chemicals and different foods and medications and products and all these different things, over time it accumulates to a lot of different toxins. Even if you were 100% healthy, 100% like vegan, only ate fruits and vegetables, over time you might get exposed to like heavy metals, things in water, things like that that are out of your control. So we need to detox whenever we can, whether it's with gentle cleanses, herbal supplements, fruit infused water, Epsom salt baths, things like that. We want to try to detox whenever we can. That way we can keep up with the removal of those toxins. We don't want those to clog our body. We don't want those to clog our body because when they clog it, we can't function properly. And lastly, realize that these things all take time. Nothing happens overnight. For me, all these changes took time. I did not do all these things at once. All of these things just kind of happened. It unfolded after I started doing one thing and then another thing. And you get what I mean. So start with one thing, like drinking water, cutting out sugary foods, things like of that nature will help you tremendously. All these things will help you tremendously. And in a few years' time, you'll be thanking yourself for having started now. Everyone has slip-ups and days where they don't want to and things like that. So just be easy with yourself and just do the best that you can. So that's basically it for this video. I know I kind of talked a lot and in depth about a lot of these things, but I wanted to give you guys the most information and help that I can. I hope you guys like this video. I hope it helps you in some way. Please feel free to subscribe and comment what you want to see next or any thoughts that you have, and I will make sure to comment back or film that video. We will be having a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and then before you know it, we'll have that giveaway. I will see you guys next week. Bye. I hear the